Hey, what's up? How's it going? So I've owned these TMA-2 Studio Wireless Plus headphones for a year now, and I wanted to talk about the good and the bad of these headphones coming from a long-term user, aka me. And yeah, I've used them in practically every scenario you can think of, from Zoom calls to filming to making music to DJing. I mean, you name it. And along with all that time, I've come across some issues and some solutions for those issues that you might be experiencing as well. And lastly, aiaiai is sponsoring this long-term review, basically because they're curious about my opinion on them, but no, they won't be able to see this video before it goes out or have a say in what I have to say about them. Okay, so first off, the latency issue. I've seen some folks mention that 16 milliseconds is too much latency in order to be usable, but I'd ask if they've given them a try. Because without using them, I personally would think that 16 milliseconds is way too off for them to be used by anyone for anything. But when they're on my head, I've never noticed those 16 milliseconds. I'm not sure if it's like a brain synapse adjustment or something kind of way above my pay grade that I don't notice, but I just don't notice the latency at all, especially when I'm playing drums in, recording, or step sequencing. And the only time I've noticed that latency was an issue was when I tried DJing wirelessly using the headphones and a booth monitor. This is the typical kind of setup where you would have like one ear in your headphones, right? And then the other ear listening to the house sound or the monitor next to you in the booth, aka the booth monitor. And this made sense to me though, since the booth monitor is hardwired with what I'm guessing is 0 to 1 milliseconds of latency. And my headphones in wireless mode have a solid 16 milliseconds of latency. So that was enough for me to hear a bit of pitter patter of the kicks and the percussion sound, so it kind of threw me off. But if I'm DJing with just headphones only wirelessly, they're totally fine. And when that happened, all I needed to do was just grab the headphone cable it came with and just plug it in, and I was hardwired in. I was good to go. And speaking of scenarios, one pleasant surprise to these headphones was when I started using them to film during my day job. They allowed me to connect a camera on a tripod, kind of like this one right here, where my main mic was going to, right, for the principal or the main actor. And then I could wirelessly monitor that audio of that camera while I was using my other camera to capture B-roll and other angles. It was super cool and kind of a super simple solution to a problem I didn't realize I had, or maybe it wasn't even a problem, but more of a creative limitation I didn't know needed to be overcome. And in the studio, these headphones are great. They sound great, they look great, they're super comfortable, and have a long enough battery life that they haven't died on me during a session yet. And I mean, you've seen me wear these in almost every video since I've gotten them. Honestly, maybe all videos since I've gotten them, I've had these things on. Okay, now onto the fun stuff. There is this hissing noise floor issue I see and hear a lot about from people who own these. And I've had this issue too when I first got these, and I realized that my headphone amp was turned down way too low, and I'd make the mistake of turning my headphones up first to hear that louder. The solution for the hissing sound you might get is to turn your headphones all the way down and use your audio interface's headphone volume to make up for it. Until it can't anymore, then you start turning this up. That is a cleaner signal of the two. Once your audio interface or your synth or your groove box are almost maxed out, not fully, that's when you start turning up your headphones right here on the band. And this will give you a clean signal that's also a lot less likely to distort. Worked for me, might work for you. Some final notes here. There's weirdly no auto off on the transmitter, right? But there is an auto off on the headphones. Also, lossless audio is incredible, especially in the low latency mode, so you can fully hear your song the way it is. Switching over from Bluetooth to the wireless is also a nice feature, right? Gives you some extra battery life and some more for some more normal, simple situations. It also has a built-in microphone. It's nothing to write home about, but it gets the job done in a pinch in case you're on like some Zoom call. Like I mentioned before, they're super comfy. They're super lightweight too, and I originally wished that they folded down a bit more when I first got them, but I was still kind of stuck on aiaiai's older design. But honestly, now it's as easy as just kind of unplugging a cable and then pulling it off. It's really simple to kind of flat pack these down, if you will. This also adds to another love of mine, which is their modularity, allowing you to replace only specific pieces that might break. And I've been using aiaiais for years now, and the only thing that has ever broke on mine were the earpieces, just getting a little grimy, right? A little nasty after years of use, but it wasn't even really broken. It was just nasty. And the headband did snap on me once before, but that was with their older plastic design. Now, the final price for these is $350, which is a lot depending on your perspective, right? It's also a little depending on your perspective and your place in your musical journey, if you will. I have some $2,500 plus headphones that have been on a shelf after getting these because I like these so much more. And those expensive headphones made me realize that nice headphones are more powerful than a solid set of speakers, since they put you in the right place at all times, no matter what or where you are, or where you're standing, or where you're grooving within your studio. So now that we can take that wirelessly with low latency, to me is the future. These wireless plus headphones are dope and I love them. And in case you're interested in picking up a pair, aiaiai does have a special Black Friday deal going on. So be sure to use the link down below to take advantage of that. Alrighty, thanks for hearing me out. Much love, peace.